another gorgeous, gorgeous spring day here. We had a nice morning spending time in the garden, as we try to always do to start our day, especially this time of year. Things are really starting to get in bloom. Our jasmine smells so delightful. Our bougainvillea has been the happiest it's ever been. One of our friends, he helped us out with all of our landscaping, and I forget exactly how he worded it, but he said the first year plants are kind of just getting in the groove of their new home. The second year, sometimes they can kind of like go through a little funk, but the third year is when they really start to thrive. And I feel like that has been very true for a lot of our plants, especially the bougainvillea, because it is the prettiest it's ever been. So really enjoyed taking it all in, and I'm so thankful to be partnering with Groupon for this portion of today's video. I love Groupon. I have bought a plethora of experiences throughout the years. I feel like personally, I love getting experiences opposed to tangible gifts. I just love having the memory, especially with loved ones. And with Mother's Day coming up, I've been sourcing different ideas and gifts for my lovely mother, and then also just like maybe making a little wish list for myself for my official first Mother's Day with our son. I definitely have been getting emotional for many reasons, just sentimental, I should say, with Mother's Day coming up, and then my son's first birthday quickly approaching. All of the feelings, all of the beautiful, beautiful feelings, and just being able to make those memories and experiences with loved ones is such a treasure. And Groupon has hundreds and hundreds of different local experiences to choose from. So I love to peruse and get ideas. I actually purchased an early Mother's Day gift experience for my mom. We went on this incredible air balloon ride. It's so amazing. I have been wanting to take her for a while because the first time I actually experienced this air balloon ride was with my Grammy, and my mom purchased her Groupon but wasn't able to go on this day, so she gave it to my Grammy and I to use. So now it's a full circle moment. I'm purchasing the Groupon experience for us to do together, and it was so fun. You can see so far in the distance. It was a super clear day, thankfully, when we went, so we could see probably as far as around 10 miles. We saw boats going by, the nearby hotels, people walking about. It was absolutely beautiful. And we got to take Wells, my son. All ages are welcome on the air balloon ride. They've got all their ducks in a row worked out to make it available for all ages. A few months ago, my friend Liz and I, we went to a local spa that we never been to before, and we had a scalp massage, a head massage, and that was such a fun experience. And after, I didn't even realize, I didn't think to check Groupon, silly me, but someone was checking in front of us and they were like, oh, I have my Groupon for the scalp massage cleansing. And I was like, oh man, I should have checked before I booked our spa experience. But yes, it's a fabulous place to purchase a gift experience, or just, again, find local businesses in your area that you might like to try. Again, I'm so thankful for our sweet air balloon moment, and yeah, having those memories to me feel like greater treasures. I mean, trust me, I love a material item here and there. I do, but having those experiences feels all the more special. So lots of ideas for Mother's Day coming up. While I was perusing, I also saw they have lots of restaurants where you could even get your meal for a discount if you purchase a Groupon. So lots of fun activities, deals to explore, and if you are interested, you can use my code ALLISON25, and that will get you 25% off local experiences, and that code will be active for 5 days after I'm posting this video. So I hope you can find something wonderful to do with your mom, your loved ones, or yourself. We've been arts and crafting like crazy around here. I wanted to show you some of these like fingerprint slash handprint slash footprint baby craft ideas. This one is so cute. All of these ideas are pretty much from Pinterest. I've put my own flair on them. And the puns are by yours truly. I think that's what makes the little baby craft so fun. This one doesn't have a pun, but like, I love you very much on the strawberry. So cute. I love being with you on the little bee. a little bug loves you on the ladybug. It's just so fun. I didn't do one for the chicks, but how cute are these? I'm deciding which one to do for the grandmas for Mother's Day. I think I might do like a bouquet one somehow, or some sort of flower, but then elevate it a bit by framing it. I think that would be super, super sweet. This one, for instance, this turned into a mommy and me craft because it's Wells's hand, and then the idea is that you do your baby's fingerprints for the flowers, but you know, the hand was enough. It's so hard when your baby is in the mood to like play with their hands and feel stuff. Trying to do these crafts is actually 10 out of 10 difficult, but you know, it's all in good fun. And the foot crafts are actually easier, I find, because I can just strap him in his high chair, you know, give him a little snack, and then he'll have a little footprint arts and craft making. So these are always so fun. Can you tell I'm into the arts and crafts? When we had our story time last month, I believe, or the month before, we had this little sensory table for the kids where they could play around, and my sister-in-law put it all together. She did an amazing job, and there were dried black beans in the sensory table. Well, naturally, the kids, you know, had fun just flailing the black beans everywhere, and we have had a whole patch of black beans grow in our garden. It is, or over our grass, I should say. It is the funniest thing. So every morning I'm just out there picking the black beans, and that has been really funny. And I wonder if we'll ever stop having the black beans grow. I can still see them in the grass making their way through. So that has been a funny little tidbit. The other night I had one of those nights where I just truly wanted to shut off from the world for a bit. I put my phone away around 7 p.m., took a long bath, and I was in the mood to read something new. I'm sort of in between books right now, and so I went out to the little library and I found this Jane Austen edition of Northanger Abbey, and I'm a few chapters in. I am enjoying it so far. Also, how beautiful is the cover art? It's so lovely. I have a few books with this same, I don't know what collection or who the artist is, but who, very similar style. Definitely was the same artist who designed the covers. I have Alice in Wonderland, Secret Garden, Peter Pan. They're upstairs in the nursery, but I love this art style. And there's a quote on the back of this book. It says, "I have no notion of loving people by halves. It is not my nature." I absolutely love that. And yeah, like I said, I haven't made a huge dent, and I don't think it mentioned anyone being sick or something in the first few chapters. Maybe it did, but it reminded me, because you know, Jane Austen, she has similar themings, or just like, it's all in the same time period pretty much. So I was thinking about how back in the day, people were prescribed to go to the seaside if they were feeling ill or sick. They would visit a doctor, and oftentimes they'd say, okay, you should go to the sea and, you know, have some time to heal, to rest. And I was just thinking, I wish that was common nowadays too. I know it's not really feasible, but instead of medicine, I wish doctors would be like, you could really use some time at the sea, healing and trying to get better. This just made me think of that. But yeah, I feel like spending time in the ocean or resting in general isn't held to as high of a regard as it was back then. So, which thankful we have modern medicine, but also let's encourage one another to spend time and rest as well, especially if you're able to get to the ocean. So I thought that was funny. And I'm debating what book I want to bring on our trip coming up. I'm thinking of bringing Lord of the Rings. I've read The Hobbit, but I haven't dove into the rest of the series. And we have the Lord of the Rings collection in its pocketbook size, so they're small, so that would be nice to sort of save room. I don't think I'll finish this book by then either, even though it looks like a shorter one. It's only 220 pages. So maybe I don't know, we'll see, but I don't want to bring multiple. I do want to bring multiple books, but I'm not going to allow it because we need to pack as lightly as possible because we're going to bring what, like 100 diapers? I don't know. I'm still figuring that part out. Okay, it's almost time for our second nap of the day, and we love contact naps in this household. I personally just adore them, and he also really likes them too. So we haven't really had many crib naps, but I do like to kind of make a little setup for myself when we are getting ready for a nap so that I have things I can kind of tinker on while he's resting. And one thing that I'm trying to do more, which I've been working on these overalls for a while, but I'm trying to add more during his nap time because that's a good thing for me to do instead of being on my phone. Of course, there's, you know, I like to be on my phone, but not every single nap. So this has been great little something I can work on with my hands. And did I even say what it is? No, it's embroidering. It's hand embroidering. I have been working on these overalls and I wanted to show you like all the little touches we've done so far. We have this little bumblebee, super cute, and then butterfly, and then little daisies on the pocket. And then I recently wrote wells. It kind of blends in because it's a blue. Can you even see it? It's so, it's camouflage. Maybe I should do another one that's more in your face. But I do kind of like how it's a little hidden touch. And then my favorite little section is the back pocket with the mushrooms and the flowers growing out of the pocket. So fun. I think next I'd love to add some strap details. That would be really cute, like some sort of flower situation or little leaves. And I also have this blank little sweatshirt that I want to embroider for Wells. I think maybe will do either a W or his name or a little whale. That could be cute, or a little wave. Many ideas. So that's what I'm going to work on, and I have my little pouch of all the embroidery supplies. So set us up for success. It really, what's great about it is that you really don't need much. You need a little needle, you need your embroidery, and then you don't have to, but it is helpful to have a embroidery circle. I don't know what the technical name of this is, but that just kind of helps keep your fabric stretched out and taut, so that it's not like flimsy and it's easier to kind of add details. Oh, I also like to have a pencil, and I trace my design with the pencil. Okay, here is our little nap time creation. It's cute. The thing that I love about hand embroidering is that it's gonna turn out a little quirky unless you're super talented at it, which I'm a novice, so. Here it is. It says Wells. I did a little cursive, and then I did this water droplet because, you know, Wells, well, but I don't like it. So I'm gonna pull out the water droplet portion. I actually forgot to grab a pair of scissors, so I couldn't do it while he was resting, but yeah, thankfully, I mean, it depends where. If you make a little oopsie while you're embroidering, sometimes it's easy to fix, like pulling out the water droplet will be easy because it's at the end, but yeah, sometimes it's a little not fun if you have to like work backwards and then you already have the holes. But yeah, I love customization and embroidering, but the caveat is that, you know, you don't want to customize everything because then it doesn't work as well for hand-me-downs, or if you want to, you know, give it to the thrift store, then it's very specific, but It's really sweet. And yeah, with embroidering, you can just remove things by pulling out the thread. So that adds some flexibility, but I'll show you once I pull out the little water droplet. Ta-da! So cute. You can kind of see where I traced the water droplet right there with pen. But once I wash it, which I wash all of the embroidered stuff on delicate and it does fine, thankfully, but once I wash it, the pen should fade out. What's it like to be the coziest dog in the whole entire world? We are headed off to date night in about an hour. I'm really excited. We're gonna go explore Disney Springs. I haven't been in so long. I was trying to think when the last time we went was. Have we even taken Wells to Disney Springs? I know we went around this time last year when I was very pregnant. When, maybe that was last time. That doesn't feel right, but anyways, we are gonna go explore, grab some dinner. And usually we just take Wells to date night and he is coming with us, but my mom is gonna actually meet us there and she's gonna hang out with him and just explore while we go eat dinner or something. So that'll be fun. We had a small little stint where he would go to my mom's house during date night for a few hours, but that's when he liked the bottle okay, but then he kind of didn't like the bottle anymore, so it just became very dramatic and hurt my heart. So he's just been coming with us, and it's been fun. Maybe he would actually like the bottle again though. We haven't tried it in months, so who knows. But he also knows how to drink out of a straw now, so maybe he would even take it out of a straw cup. I'm not sure, but anyways, I'm excited to spend time with both him and Brandon, and we get to see my mom too, so that's fabulous. And I'm just feeling so grateful for the support of my mom and my mother-in-law. Like my mother-in-law, she came over today and just took Wells on a little walk, and I just did some stuff that I was hoping to do, and I just feel very supported, and that's not lost on me because I know that's very special and rare these days. So I'm immensely thankful, and this is so far off, I don't even know why I think of this, but I am like kind of looking forward to, in a way, to being a mother-in-law one day, and I just hope I can be an amazing mother-in-law like my mother-in-law. I have great examples that have paved the way for me, but it's just like a beautiful opportunity to get to love your family. I mean, how simple is that? But anyways, I'm definitely feeling very sentimental with Mother's Day coming up, and then also my baby's first birthday coming up. I mean, we have a few months, but still, it's like he's closer to being a toddler than he is a baby, so that's just wild. But before I get too in my feels, I am reapplying my lip, and I wanted to show you because this is like my newest everyday lip combo, because it's so light and perfect for this time of year where I always love a natural makeup look, but especially in the hotter months, it's just like if I try to do something fancy, it's just gonna melt off essentially. So I have this Rhode lip liner. I'm using the viewfinder of my camera that's acting as a mirror, so probably not going to be my best work, but What I like about this lip liner is it has this little smudging tool at the end, which you may have seen I already like instantly put my finger there because I always use my finger to smudge. I have to program my mind to use this to smudge the lip liner instead, and then I use this gloss. So typically before I have this gloss, I would use Velvet Teddy by MAC as my lipstick, but this is a really, really beautiful color of gloss, and it's so moisturizing, and I like the sort of glossy, super moisturized look. So we're pretty much all set. I think I'll wear this. I'll just keep this on, and then, oh, I wanted to pack some PJs for Wells because he goes to sleep around 7, and I don't think we'll be home by 7. No, there's no way. So the plan is to change him in his diaper and his PJs before we head home, and hopefully he'll fall asleep in the car, even though he's not a big fan of falling asleep in the car, but you can hope for the best. Also, I'll go on another tangent real quick. I wanted to talk about baby sleep because it's just it's always like a hot topic with young babies, and when I was pregnant, I was so tired, especially 3rd trimester, and that was one of my biggest fears, honestly, was the lack of sleep. And because I love a good night's rest, and again, I just felt so exhausted. So I'm very happy to report that has not. Pardon the interruption, my memory card filled up because I've been yapping so much. But as I was saying, I was nervous about the whole sleep thing, and no, I have not had a full night's rest in like 9.5 months, but I feel like I have just as much energy as I did before. I mean, way more energy than I did when I was pregnant. So thankfully it hasn't felt super draining. Of course, there are moments where I'm so exhausted, and there are some nights that are harder than other nights, but overall I feel like it's been so manageable. And of course, just like getting to spend time with him, and you know, his cuteness and sweetness is worth the lack of sleep. And yeah, I think once he's closer to a year, which again, we're getting very, very close, you know, he's starting to eat so many solids and stuff, so I'm thinking he'll be able to sleep through the night, hopefully closer to a year. We'll see. I've talked to other moms, and I think it is like when you're nursing, there is something about it. It's like they tend to wake up more in the night. I think there is science behind that, and yada yada yada. So I'm just trying to soak up the extra snuggles and all of that while we can, while he's so little. But he has started sleeping longer stretches, so a win is a win. And again, I'm just thankful it has absolutely not been as kind of terrible. It seems dramatic, but like there's always such negativity when it comes to sleep and having babies, I feel like, which of course I understand some of it's like a warning, because the reality is you are going to sleep less. But I'm just thankful to report my energy level is still kicking it, and we have our coffee. We have, you know, if we have coffee, sunshine, and baby laughter, like what more could you need, truly? We are home, sweet home. It was a busy night out in the world, a little chaotic feeling, but thankful to be home, and thankful we had sweet moments. We had some curveballs. We didn't have a reservation, so we went to one restaurant and they didn't have any available tables, and then we went to another restaurant that we were excited to try, and it was closed for a private event. So we went back to the first restaurant, and they have a little like takeout to go kind of place, and thankfully they had like some really yummy offerings there. So we grabbed that to go, and we went to Gideon's, which is a really yummy bakery. They make these delicious gigantic cookies, and it happened to be hot cookie hour, so 2 times a day from 2 to 3 they have it, and then from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. they have it, and they have fresh hot chocolate chip cookies fresh out of the oven, and then they scoop a nice hunky scoop of vanilla ice cream on top. That was our first time getting it, and it was so good. That's my favorite dessert of all time, is a hot chocolate chip cookie. So that was divine. We ate that before our dinner, so you know, it was one of those nights. But very thankful for the time out, even though it was just like, I don't know, it kind of made me anxious a little bit just being around that many people. And I think what it was is just like the creeping bedtime approaching for our baby too. I'm like, okay, I know he's gonna start to get fussy soon, and you know, there's just so many people. That's kind of how I felt. So praying through that, working through that for sure, and thankful we are cozy at home. And I'm about to get ready for bed, read my book, and probably only get to one other chapter because I'm feeling very sleepy. But thank you so much for watching this vlog. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you and yours are well, and I'm excited to see you next. Bye!